And we're back. Hi.
Welcome back to the family table. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Noah.
We hope that you're doing well and that you can grab a drink and come sit a spell.
We're staying tonight.
Or stand.
We're in a new location.
This is our kitchen.
This is our kitchen. I wanted to do something just a little bit different, and Elizabeth was good enough to go along with that for now.
B and I came home 5 minutes ago. And
Yeah, no, cool. I get it. I was going to be doing this anyway, whether we turn the camera on or not. So this
Right.
could even be a shorter episode if we really want it to be. But I thought people might want to see what we're doing. We've been talking so much about processing the pigs and everything. Well, look at that. That, my friend, is a tiny little bacon strip. It feels like a little jerky strip. Our pigs' bellies were not very big. Overall, our pigs were quite small, but we did them. We learned. We had a good week of spring break, and we got them processed, and we got them in the freezer. Got the sausage grinding stuff in the freezer, and we ate a few pork chops. What did you think of those?
They're fantastic.
It reminded me of the turkeys that we eat, because you buy a butterball turkey in the store, and you're like, I don't really like turkey that much. Then you cook your turkey you raise yourself, and it's like, what's that delicious flavor? And it's crazy. And so far, the pork was excellent. We had a couple pork chops, and I sent the bacon bellies home. I got this and another pile back here of bacon bellies, and they start off as pork bellies if you don't know. And what you do is you brine them. Here's the package we used. Backwoods bacon cure. And what you do is you soak it for 4 days, turn the bellies over, and then at the end you rinse it and dry it, and then you smoke it. I used my giant trailer smoker, and it smells great. It's got the right look, and it's just got a point now where we need to get it into the freezer. So thought maybe you just might want to see a few minutes of the process, and then that could be kind of part of our farm update for a second. So I'm going to move this so I don't get bacon bits in it, even though that could be a cool new mixed drink. This is a slicer that Pat and Lisa, my mother and father Elizabeth parents, got me for I think my birthday a couple years ago. And if you're looking at the, if you can see the duct tape on the cable, mice had gotten into it since I'd used it last. So in order to keep the house safe, I duct taped it. And it's fantastic. So just a little bit. I'm just cutting it into kind of narrow strips. And it's just giving me little bits, little piles of bacon looking goodness. I think it's going to be good. I'll do that all night, and I don't know, it'll probably take me about a half hour of the cutting, and then I'll put it in different packages and get them in the freezer. But I want to record a little bit doing that, so I've got some content for a video.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You drinking a Waterloo tonight, or you just going to let it be there for product placement?
I have a cherry limeade tonight, which is a good one. A lot of times I'll actually pour it over fresh lime to be extra
Fancy?
Extra fancy. What do you have? Are you some,
It's watermelon. It's good. It's not my favorite, but it's good.
It's so good.
Lime sometimes gives me a sour belly. And sometimes I need to not do lime. So that's what we're up to. Is there anything on the farm update? So we saw you on spring break. We've had all sorts of animals.
Yeah, animals are born. Our turkeys. We have turkeys in the house for a little longer. We got the remainder of our Oberhaslis last weekend, so that's really exciting. We now have, let me think, 2, 3. So we have 7 Oberhasli does. We have 1 buck, and we have 4 bucklings. So that's pretty exciting. So we have that. It's really on the farm. It's going well. We had sunshine today. Eddie, the donkey's doing super well.
Which was much needed. The Sunshine.
Oh, sunshine.
That's something kind of we're going to talk about just a little bit tonight, is how your physical and your mental health can get impacted by the winter in particular, and what we can kind of do to combat it. But we've got some turkeys. We've lost one. Cat got it out somehow, and we found it loose in the house and passed away somewhere.
Yes.
We still got a peacock.
Still have a peacock. He's doing well. He, she. I think it's a girl. She's pretty aggressive. Our other ones were very docile, and this one's more assertive.
Dominant is the word I'd probably use.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But really, you can't sex peacocks until they're much older. So
down with the patriarchy, you know?
Down with the patriarchy. Yeah, the turkey's doing well. We have 14 growing pretty well, and they're goats are all doing well. We had our baby goats dehorned this week.
That's a process.
I am really thankful that I was like busy that night. I can do a lot of things that don't bother me, but dehorning a goat really bothers me. It's the smell.
Yeah, the process is
not great.
And I would say of all the things we've had to do on the farm, it's the one thing I don't really enjoy doing it. And I've ever actually held the iron. So what you do, for those of you, this is a learning opportunity. When a baby goat has horns poking out, it's time to disbud them. The shorter the horns, the better, we found out, because our Obies had real wide ones of the, I don't know, half-inch sticking up.
But it went from nothing to that, like in a day.
You just gotta watch it real fast. They just happen overnight. I don't have anything even comparison to it.
So what?
The burner thing.
Like a curling iron.
Looks like a curling iron,
yeah.
But on the end is about the size of my thumb, about a 1-inch circle. And what you do is you take that circle and it gets red hot, and you hold the goat, and let's say this is the goat's head and it's got horns on it. You cover over the, if this was the horn, you cover over it and cut into it, around it, and you only hold on there for like 5 or 6 seconds at a time, and you pull it back, and you're looking for it to have burned a copper color ring around the horn. If you don't have a copper color ring, that means blood can still get through, and it means the horn can still grow. And so you don't want to do it too terribly long, because there can be like brain damage if you like really go to town on it. But it's kind of it's good for the goat. I will say, like, given the option of having this short-term temporary pain that they don't even like acknowledge in a minute, and then dealing the rest of their life with getting their head stuck in fences and things like that, it's much better for them.
Still.
And we have to do it. If it was our option, we wouldn't do it, I think.
Right.
But for
dairy goats,
4-H purposes, dairy goats have to have no horns. I kind of like animals to have horns, so I can get a hold of them if I need to. But
yeah.
Family okay? Fiddler's over, but Henry is in Frozen, production of Frozen.
He'll be over next week.
He's Oaken's family.
A townsperson.
And Elizabeth's been doing costumes with her friends on that. And they're also in another homeschool production, Music Man Jr. And that's, I want to say, just getting started, right?
Yeah, that is second week.
I am real bad with time. I'm like, oh no, I think this show's like next Thursday. I always am like that. And
the Frozen is next week.
Frozen's next week.
Yeah.
Elizabeth's been able to do that with some of her friends and do costumes, which she's really good at. She's kind of blossomed at that.
Nobody can
darn a dress like Elizabeth Coley. My goodness. Just kind of see if anybody's saying anything.
I need to bring a thrift find out.
It's okay if you don't go thrifting one week.
I go every week.
I know you pretty much do.
BRB.
Okay. I'll give you just a real quick kitchen tour. I was thinking about this because nobody maybe had seen our kitchen. The one thing I'm really proud of our kitchen is, I'm getting out of the way, we have 2 stoves that are exactly like, right next to each other. And so we have 2 full-size ovens. And we also have 1 continuous countertop with 10 burners on it. And it was very cost-effective and it works really well for us. I don't know how we would do it. Even like people who have double ovens, those are cool, but those can be really expensive. I mean, $1,800, if not $2,000. You lose the cabinet space, and those are generally not the same as a full-size oven. They're 3/4 or so. Excuse me. Huh? Oh. So, please.
These are some of my favorite cups. They're my...
I have to get closer even.
This close.
You got a delay.
A delay.
Sorry. I'm sure they'll see it though.
These are my goose cups that I just adore and love. They're probably the kids' favorite cups to use, and my favorite cups to use too. So yes, and Amelia, whenever we see a goose, she yells out the window to every goose she sees, "Happy Honka Days."
Happy Honka Days.
Yeah.
Because her mom told her to do that.
What do I say?
Will you tell them the story of these
these
lights before we go any further?
So these lights, we were looking for a kitchen light to put over the island, and I knew I wanted something not like mainstream, I guess. And
chic, farmhouse chic.
No, I didn't want any cages. I didn't want any
JoJo Gaines.
No, but I saw this one hanging in Lowe's. And I was like, that's it. It kind of looks like a mason jar. It's sort of like milky glass. I guess not milk glass, but like it's textured glass. So
Frosted.
it's like frosted with some texture. And I was like, I want that. So I like looked for it on the shelf and I couldn't find it. So I was like, hey, can I order this? And they're like, oh, sorry. It's no longer, like it's now discontinued or whatever. And I was like, but it's hanging in your store. Can I have it, please? And like, oh, sorry. We can't just give you the one. I was like, no, I will not. Don't give it to me. Like, I'll buy this one hanging up. Like, sorry, you can't because it's, wired differently. And I was like, well, my dad's an electrician. Like, I'm not worried. And they're like, sorry, we can't. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to find you anyway.
This is the guy on the floor.
And who was like just doing his job. Right?
Absolutely.
Doing his job, following what they've been told to do. So then I went to the service. I was like, oh, we can order them for you. That's not a big deal. So we ordered them, and I was like, how long will they be? And they're like, oh, not long, like 3 to 5 business days. Like,
no
perfect.
Problem.
So we did, and then they just kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and like no answer. I'd call, no answer. So then I called the warehouse that makes these, and I went to buy them, and so then I bought them, and they had to be shipped to Lowe's. And I was like, that's fine, but then Lowe's wouldn't accept the purchase, or wouldn't accept this, because I was paying less for it from the warehouse than they could sell it for and whatever. So then that order got canceled. So then I started searching Facebook Marketplace. I found it all out, and I found one in Bloomington, and he mailed it to me, and I got it for like, half the price. It was still new in the box. So there was that one. And then I found another one on, not Facebook Marketplace, but like another, like, I don't know what it's called. They have like all those, like, I can't tell you.
I think it was eBay or something. But...
So like that, and then they canceled my order, and I couldn't get it. So I was like, I had one, but I wanted two, so I wanted the offset, cool looking. So one day we were in Lowe's, and this whole time, like, I don't know, 6 months has passed, and I would go to Lowe's, because we went to Lowe's weekly then.
During this building
season, and I kept seeing that one hanging in the Lowe's. And I'd get so irritated. I would do the same shtick every time. I'd go find a new employee and be like, can I have this light?
She'd show little legs. She'd go out of the...
Right.
Please, Mr. Sir, can I buy this lamp?
Well, that's not true at all.
Couldn't get any schmuck to
I wear layers
cave.
upon layers, so that's not true at all. So, one day we were in Lowe's, and once again I had done my little shtick. It didn't work, and I was feeling kind of hot. I was to the end of my rope. I don't get hot on many things, but when I do, don't cross me. So we're walking.
By the way, you being hot, nobody would know because you hold it inside until you burst.
I'm a lot like Elsa.
Conceal, don't feel.
Just go build a castle on a bike. And so we're walking through Lowe's, and the manager,
The store manager, yes.
Who no one knows, was like, hey guys, how's it going? How's your Lowe's trip going?
I didn't just know him because I've been there so much. Like, literally what's weird is across the field there's
Yeah.
a church in Carbon. And when I was, 18, I was playing music at that church for their church camps and stuff. And this little boy was, tagging along to go to church and church camps. And so I've known him since he was a wee little lad. And I didn't know what's going on. Everything going well?
And he was like, I'm finding everything I need, but... And I was like, I'm not. And so he's like, what's going on? How can I help?
Yeah.
So I told him my whole story. Poor guy had listened to my ups and downs of life. And he was like, let me stop you. He's like, you mean we have one hanging in our store as a display? And I was like, yes. And you want that one? And you'll take it even though it's not like wired properly? I'm like, yes. He's like, let's go. He was
Stomped
like,
across the store.
he was like,
Larry.
in my store, I want my customers happy. And
Larry,
so,
get a ladder.
Get a ladder. And he literally just like cut it down and handed it to me. And I was like, okay, where's the price tag? And he's like, nope. And he gave it to me. He did. I'm still looking for another one though, because I'm just waiting for a football to come through the house.
Listen,
and, like,
I've been working here, and I don't know, I'm a little sporadic. Sometimes I throw my hand up, and I've hit it before.
Dong.
And, makes me nervous.
But I love them. They're so great.
That was probably the hardest thing to find for the whole house. Like, we found our appliances in 10 minutes.
I walked in to we picked out the carpet, and I was like, that one.
That's the one I
And
want.
he was like, don't you want? I'm like, nope, I know what I want. But this and the kitchen faucet took us
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Because I was like, no, I want to do this and do that. Yeah.
She's not a picky lady either.
So let's turn the lights. The island.
Yeah.
Our island, we moved from our old house. Our neighbor from around our old house, and he works with NOAA. We took care of their animals one time when they were traveling, and like going to the kitchen, I'm like, oh, I'm on an island
That's
just
so
like
cool.
this. Like, look how it's like my perfect height. I can like do all the things. It has, storage for my baking stuff. This is the island I'd want. And little did I know that he had already asked NOAA, like, hey, we're going to sell this island. Would you be interested in it? And so I got it for Christmas a couple years ago.
It is heavy,
And I
boy.
don't know how I ever lived without it. Like,
It tripled our cabinet top
more
space,
than
countertop
that.
space at our old house
we had
overnight.
tiny little,
Yeah, no, we had
like
a
this.
stove. It really was.
It was like this.
It literally was like this, and that's
Yeah.
all that we had in our old house.
We made it work.
And it was really hard. And then we got
Yeah.
this, and it was like, we have parties in here, and we can have the whole circle going
Yeah,
around,
for, like,
and
food and stuff.
that's great. Oh, I love our kitchen.
love
We
the
still got some things to do. We've got a backsplash with the boards already cut to
Paint
put
the
in.
cabinet.
Gonna paint this cabinet. I'm gonna build a little spice rack there. We've got plumbed for a
Pot filler.
pot filler. I went ahead and plumbed it for it, and so we just got to find it and put it on there. Pot filler, if you don't know, is like an
It'll have
arm.
an elbow, and then like you pull it out. Like that.
Just like that. And you don't have to carry. The thought is you don't have to carry water. Oh, you have to lug
Oh,
it.
so far, like an
6 feet.
infomercial.
Yeah, no, that's pretty bougie of us.
How long until someone's taking a drink like a water fountain?
Yeah. Well, let's. Do you have anything else about the kitchen to tell?
Spent a lot of time in here. The tile, I don't think you see. Yeah, you can see the tile.
Yeah.
So the tile, if you can't tell by the photo, is a blue and gray. The tile, once again, I saw in the store, and I was
Lowe's.
like, this is the tile I want. But we weren't like quite ready to pick tile out, so I was like, this is the tile I want. And so we would go back and be like a little lower price, and then they were like, close out. And so I was like, this is the tile I really want. So we had to buy some of it there, and some of it at a
2 or
Lowe's
3 other stores in
in like
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis to get enough what we needed.
Yeah.
And the little sort of like fun story about that is I was showing a picture of it to my great uncle who has since passed, but he was the last living like sibling who was born in this house. He was my grandfather's brother, and I was like, this is the tile we chose for the kitchen and the schoolroom. And I'm like, I just love it. And he's like, oh my gosh. You know what's interesting is my mom, so my great grandmother, she had her dishes were blue and gray. And I had no clue. I had no clue that was. I kept feeling drawn to the blue tile. So
it's beautiful.
I love it. It needs
a good scrub.
Needs a good scrub right now. It
cleans up well.
Cleans up like new every time.
Holds up. There's been no damage to it.
But it's very unforgiving when you drop a dish. Because we have my great grandmothers from both sides. They had the same dishes, which
Grab it.
I'll show you. It's I can't remember the name right now. Wild Daisy, I think. Wild Daisy.
That's not right.
That's not right.
Olive.
It's something Daisy.
Okay.
I don't know. I know this. I'm disappointed myself that I can't think of it. It's like the green daisies. It's the white corral. But both my great grandmothers had the same dishes, and I received both of their sets of dishes. So I really the first, because we've been married 15 years, and we've lived here for 18 months. In the 13 and a half years, I broke fewer dishes than I've broken in the 18 months because normally corral you can drop it and it just like bounces, but with the tile, it just shatters.
Yeah.
Shatters.
I also got a box of it at my great aunt Francella Royer's auction.
So we have 3
after
family
she
members.
passed, so it's kind of nice to have things. They're discussion pieces when we sit down.
A lot of people, my grandma had these dishes, or the dog just walked through.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those
That's really
conversations.
cool. You know what? In fancy productions, they have these things called transitions. It's like a graphic or a music or something. So in order to transition us into our conversation for tonight, okay, there's our transition cuts.
Cool beans. So tonight we're talking about the change of seasons in life.
Oof.
And going from the winter to the spring especially.
Yeah.
And how it can affect your mood, how it can affect your whole being. We came out of a rough winter. It was, I think most everyone who's watching is at least in like the Midwest. It was a really rough and cold winter. We had snow on the ground forever, which it's always this weird feeling like, it's snowing, it's so beautiful, let's go out and play with it. And then like the 18th day, you're like, this snow.
It's enough.
It's enough. We are done with it. Like December snow feels so different than like late January snow because you're over it. It was nice because we did get some extra days at home.
That's true.
Christmas break, but it was just cold. It was all the things. It would be dark for so long. Like it'd be 5 o'clock. I usually work till 6 o'clock most nights, or not most nights. When I work, I usually work till 6, and I would leave, and it would be like it was midnight, and it was only 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it was just really rough.
So the daylight's screwing with you, lack of daylight, literal vitamin D, and just the depressive thoughts of like, here we go, back into the darkness.
Back into the darkness.
And the winter for any time to farm is water freezing. Water is the absolute worst. I had a problem with the pump. We do have an outdoor spigot that's not supposed to freeze, but I don't know what happened. It was kind of one of those freeze, thaw, freeze moments, and somehow it got to a point where it was frozen, and I tried heating it up and over and over and over, I never could get it. And so for 2 or 3 weeks, Elizabeth and the boys, every morning, schlepping buckets from in here in the kitchen to slop it on the counter and slop it on the floor and go out and water everybody.
We have a shower right outside our laundry room door, which has an exterior access. So we'd fill some out there, fill some in here, but like gallons and gallons and gallons of
water. It was totally depressing. And truth be told, I get super depressed in the winter, the seasonal effectiveness disorder stuff. Like,
sad.
That's so sad.
No, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah, I know it is sad. I was just commenting on your comment, but it really does. It messes with me. I can be kind of I don't know if you've ever noticed this or not. I can be a little bit moody from time to time, and I can get
our
short.
daughter Amelia.
I can get short with people. It's kind of like as a teacher, I have prep hour that I have no students, and I take it first, and so I don't have anybody I have to talk to till like 9:05.
9:06.
9:06 is literally the moment.
Because in the summer, we aren't allowed to speak to till 9:06.
I just need that time of, don't talk to me, I'm not prepared for this. And then you compound that with winter and all the lack of good neurotransmitters flying through the brain. I was talking in class today about like what degrees are your associate's degree, your undergraduate, and your master's. And I was trying to explain what I had, and my undergraduate's in addictions counseling, and I was trying to explain like neurotransmitters, like when you see a baby's face and you're happy, your brain rewards you with a little hit of dopamine. It's a little chemical rate. When you're slicing the bacon that you raised here on the farm.
Just to give you a little dopamine kick.
I don't think that's exactly it, but they do produce dopamine now.
They're so great.
It's and so the good things, and in the winter, I struggle to see as many good things, and so it's not just a mental health thing. There's also a physical health thing. You're more stagnant. You're inside a lot, and people usually put on a little bit of weight in the winter, and they makes them not feel good about themselves, and then listen, this all came out because this is kind of how I feel right now.
Oh.
Like, I've put on a little bit of weight, a pound or two here or there. I don't know if you're able to tell or not, but gained a little weight. Doctor's like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with you? My blood pressure's been going through the roof, and so I'm back on blood pressure medicine. And so I'm like, okay, spring is here. I know when I'm outside and I'm working hard, I feel so much better. Like, spring break was just a godsend for us because I was outside doing cool, fun things, working my tail off. And we've talked lately about, like, with you, the more that you exhaust yourself outside, the better your mind feels and emotions feel at night.
I have to physically exhaust myself. And that sounds like I'm a toddler, like, to exhaust me, to make me go to bed. Because if not, it's not good. Like, if I have a few days in a row of, like, not exhausting myself, it's really not great. And I think sometimes especially like winter break, I struggle because we want to, like, let's have a movie day, or let's just, like, sit around and do nothing. And then I'm like, all this pent up energy, and I need to physically exhaust myself. That means I have to, like, be, like, doing, like, physical labor. Like, it's really... It's true.
It releases endorphins, releases...
And it makes me
dopamine.
sleepy.
And it does. It makes you, like, when you're not laying at night and you've got a day's worth of energy in your head. This leads us to a couple other things is we are now back, because of my high blood pressure. We've done this before, to no caffeine.
No caffeine.
Okay? First time we did it was rough at the beginning.
I remember one day, we went no caffeine cold turkey. And we weren't, like, we weren't, like, drinking, like, energy drinks or anything. It was just, like,
coffee and
tea, maybe, like, a soda or whatever. But I remember sitting in my office, and it was time for me to leave, and I was like, I can't. Like, there's nothing worth living for anymore. Yeah. Like, I can't get to my car.
The happiness is gone. The Dementors have came, and they sucked all the happiness out of my life.
But this time, it was, like, one day of a slight headache, and I'm like,
yeah, it is better.
Great.
This is the darndest thing, but my body is so much quieter. The world is a lot quieter to me without the caffeine. I haven't told you this yet, but, like, I didn't notice it before, but, like, I guess I could probably hear my heart pumping and my blood pressure pulsing, all that stuff, and, like, everything just seemed kind of loud to me. And I've been off caffeine for, what?
A week
now?
Yeah.
And, like, the earth is more silent. I've gone to sleep at 9:30 or 10 o'clock every night, and leaving some people behind because they can't hang.
Super irritating.
But tonight won't be that way. I've got to stay up and cut this bacon. But that has given me deeper, better sleep. I'm in these REM cycles where I'm, like, having dreams, and I wake up and I think, okay, it's time to start the day, and it's like 11:30.
And you're like, where's my wife?
Yeah, she's still in there sewing Elsa's costume together, or whatever. Olaf costume together. So I would encourage a couple things we've said. exhaust yourself somehow, some way. And I think for us, it's going to be like walking. Okay? Like, I'm almost 38. You're going to be 38, right?
I'm not already 38.
You are not 38. You'll be 38.
I'll be 38.
Yeah.
I gained a year. I thought I was already 38.
Or you lost a year, depending on how you look at it. But you used to be a really good runner.
Yes, I have been summoned to start running again. Amelia is a very good runner.
Yeah.
And our kids have done this like running club last several years. And she has like won her age, like been in the top 3 of her age group the last couple of years. But now she moves up to like the big kids and it's like more competitive. And so she's like, I'm going to be in the top 3 again. And more importantly, she wants to be the first kid in our family in the race. Like she wants to be all of her
everybody.
brothers. So I can't let her just like run by herself.
Yeah.
So she's like, he wants to run with me.
Yeah, you totally flew by my point though of you used to be a good runner.
I was a very good runner.
Like, I don't know if you held any records, but like you won meets and stuff, and cross country, and track, and I don't know what else, speed walking. But you got hurt, stepped in a hole one time, and it kind of killed your running days.
It's okay.
But when we lived at St. Mary's, we tried to run there. We would run there for a while, and we were getting to the point where I would put on my playlist that had 3 Kesha songs on it. Okay?
Is Kesha still a thing?
I don't know, but we'll have to bring her back. And I would find my beat, and I'd be like, oh, stop, good. So, I think we're going to have to get back to walking. But I'm at a point where I'm like, those couch to 5Ks, like a 5K seems totally outside the realm of possibility for me to do. Like,
in my like delusion, I'm like, I can run a 5K today. I don't think I.
You think you can do a 5K a day in your mind?
And I'm delusional.
Okay.
But yeah. Because every 4th of July we do our mile race with the kids.
Yeah. And
I run the mile. I just like wake up and run the mile that day. We usually like chasing it with like a cup of coffee and a Pop-Tart. And I'm always like, this feels really good. I should run more. And then it gets to July 4th the next year and I'm like,
oh, I didn't run again. Where's that Pop-Tart? It's kind of like, you ever watched How I Met Your Mother? Barney decides on a whim that he can run the New York City Marathon. Yeah. And like he does in his suit. And he sits on the subway.
I don't think he's in a suit.
Oh, I thought he was. But he was on, he just does it and he never trains for it. And he gets on the subway to ride home. And then it's just stop comes up and he can't feel his body and he can't get off the subway the rest of the time.
Is that me?
I feel like if you were to go around a 5K right now, but speaking to delusion, we all have that.
Janine, I think it is a speed walking.
Absolutely, speed walking is a sport.
We'll start a club.
Okay, you can't let any of your
both
body.
You can't have both feet off the ground at the same time.
There it is. Can't have both feet off the ground at the same time.
I know that from watching the Olympics. People get windsuits.
Yeah. Boy, in the 90s, wind didn't stand a chance, did it? All them windbreakers we were. Yeah. I never had one, but I think I look a certain way because in my mind I can see here and I can see like to right here. I'm like, yeah, I have gained a little bit of weight, not seeing the other half of me from different angles. And then I see videos. I've been editing a lot of videos, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Who is that guy? And then I hear myself like breathing heavy all the time. And I'm like, okay. But as I've thought about this week, like just coming to the realization of like, oh, maybe I need to start walking. It's kind of given me a little bit of hope, a little bit of like, I don't know. Denial is a dangerous thing to live in. Being real with yourself and coming to realizations is super helpful. Now you just have to have that thing called follow through and go do some of it. So like things like cutting out caffeine or starting going for little walks. I've been trying not to sit as much at school and trying to take little laps around the building. Elliot and I like to do something called DDP yoga with Adam Dallas Page. He was a wrestler, and we do yoga sometimes. And for months, he's been like, Dad, let's do some yoga. Dad, and I've been like, oh, we'll do it later. I'm too tired. And so now, like, oh, maybe I'll have to bust that back out and just try to roll around and feel a little bit better. But I would also encourage people, something that we've done, and it's to each their own, but cutting out alcohol has been a really good thing for us. We've talked about it before. We've been pretty open. We don't miss it. Elizabeth doesn't do it at all because she doesn't want to during spring break. I had 1 or 2 drinks just here at home, just in the evenings, and I felt horrible. Like, I got no joy out of it at all. Not like it was sinful or anything, but like, I like to have like caffeine-free Coke and a little bit of some sort of liquor in there. And I got through about half one drink, and my body was like, "What are you doing?" I thought I was going to go throw up. It was not enjoyable.
Was there lime in it?
No. No. That would have sent me over the edge. But it was crazy to me how, like, my body kind of rejected that after not doing it for so long. And then I'm like, I guess that's a good thing, because it didn't really make me want to do it at all anymore. I'm like, just thinking about it kind of makes me nauseous. But once you get through and you don't do it for a while, like, your body will heal itself and feel better, and you'll feel better about it. So that's another thing that you could do as well. What do you like to do to make you happy?
I like to be outside, and goat yoga. That's a good idea.
Who said that?
Jules.
Mm.
So I like to be outside. I like to make things that makes me happy too, whether I'm crocheting, which I'm not doing right now because I want to get in the bacon.
Yeah.
I can't crochet. Why is I'm so like nervous energy?
Yeah, no. You were tired to begin with, but now you're here and you're talking, and now I can see it. You just all you want is your crocheting.
I just want to have my hot tea and sit in it. Making things creative and being with people. But I'm a little bit of an introvert sometimes, so I have to be with the right people to build me up.
Are we introverted?
Or we just like to be home.
Or we just like to be home?
So just come to our house.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what. We had a spring break of people coming to our house.
Maybe our house every day.
Oh my gosh, it felt so good. And I don't know if you know about us that have a struggle with ADHD. We need pressure in order to get things done. And the idea that somebody's going to be at your house every day, house looked great.
It's great.
Like,
no one's been here for 3 days though. So.
Well, hey, I got the scene for the camera set up, and it feels really good.
Just don't turn the camera.
Don't turn it around. Don't need to see that.
Yeah.
But
no, it's actually too bad.
I think it's just important that we all don't feel great sometimes physically, and
we hope you feel terrible today.
I hope you have a miserable day and be miserable with the rest of us.
No, but finding things that make you happy and finding your group of people is super important.
Holy crap!
Finding your group of people is so important.
And that's super hard.
Oh my gosh, it's so hard.
You've got lots of acquaintances.
Lots of acquaintances.
But in your 30s, it's like...
Or lots of people you're like, oh, I should get to know them better.
Yeah.
And you're like, but how do I do that without sounding creepy?
Hey, can I come over to your house?
But finding your people that understand you, that you can be very authentic and truthful with, I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah, you can like say something and maybe it's a hot take about, life or church or
like
politics.
Noah's likes to lay out politics the first time he talks to somebody.
I'm really not into that anymore.
Second time.
No, I have taken...
We had some friends over, some newer friends over midweek last week. They wanted to come see some goats and all, because they have a couple goats and they're building their homestead. And I had left Noah alone with the husband. Came back and he's just laying out the politics. I was like,
I don't remember that.
What are we doing, friends?
What was the subject?
I don't want to talk about
Oh, okay.
life.
I've actually really dialed back on any politics, news stuff, because it was bringing me down. It was a real big bummer. Nobody getting along and nobody know what's going on. So that's a different show if you want to hear talk about that.
Just ask your kids. They'll tell you the truth of what feels.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
They'll be honest.
It's really hard. I will say it's really hard finding real good friends. And I'm really thankful we finally have found some. Yeah. I kind of given up, to be honest with you.
Just
okay, we've got acquaintances and quasi friends from high school. We've got our family, and we've got a lot of people who say they're our friends, and we don't see them very often, or they don't check in on us. I guess this is what friendship is. But a lot of that has changed in the last, I don't know, couple months. That's just a dog, I think. I'm really thankful for that.
I could tell if it was a kid or a dog coughing. I don't know how much else.
You know how much else? That's okay. This didn't have to be a long one tonight. I just wanted to bring you on board and show you that we're cutting bacon.
Who's coming over to eat bacon?
Don't get too excited because out of all, I'm going to bring this over there. Out of all 4 pigs that we processed, this is our bacon pile, okay? Each one of these would have been a side of bacon. It was underneath the pork loin. And then I smoked it on my smoker. So it's got a hickory smoke to it.
Oh, I'm impressed.
I don't know, it's getting, the more the pile gets bigger, the better I feel.
I'm impressed.
So
come over for eggs and bacon. Farm fresh.
I have this glorious thought of like, sometime this summer, for a period of time, I would like to only eat what we produce here, because we're gonna hopefully have a garden.
Eggs and bacon.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's gonna be a little while. So we'll have that and sausage
and mulberries.
And mulberries that 1 week before the crows get here. But that's, it's all going toward the same goal. So we have produced a few videos this week about the pig process. We have videos 1 and 2 published, and video 3 is coming out this week.
Video 1's completely safe.
Yes, if you just want to like see the setup and kind of see what the pigs look like and hear me talk about what we're going to do, that's the whole point of video 1. It's setup and strategy. Video 2 is
the
dispatch. That is the actual killing of the pig.
Not loud,
It's not terribly scary, but it's unnerving. You never really think about it. I try to do it as humanely as possible, and I did show it, but nobody's laughing or doing anything crazy about it. And so you can watch that. Some people like watch it with one eye open.
So
it's so funny. I laid up back and I did this. And after the first one, I'm like, oh, this isn't too bad. And the third one's out, and that's on after we got them hanged. You hanged a picture, right? Huh? I don't think so. Anyway, after you stick them up there on the gambrel, we skinned them and gutted them. That video is technically out. It's on our YouTube channel, but I'm going to push it out to our other social medias on Friday, and we've got a couple more coming. One is about like taking the actual good meat inside and cutting it up into the different primals. And we had a really good day where we had our family here and we cut it all up for grind meat, and it's in the freezer. I'm going to have a video on what you're seeing in front of you, and then we'll have one on sausage, and that's probably going to be about it. But we're very pork heavy for the next week, and so either watch it or don't. I don't care, but I would appreciate it if you would check out our YouTube channel and hit subscribe, because that helps drive numbers a little bit, and inch by inch we're gaining ground there, and I'd like to keep it up.
We're going to have a giveaway of Frozen tickets.
Okay.
The show is Friday and Saturday, and the winner will get to pick which day they go, because we have tickets for both.
So what do they got to do?
We'll have a post about it. I'll probably post it. I can post it tonight, I bet.
Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow.
Or tomorrow morning. So Noah says tomorrow morning. So for tomorrow morning.
Take the night off, kid.
Well, I'm going to load it tonight anyway, so. So what you'll do is just like and share the post again, and it's kind of last time, and the winner will be chosen, and then at random, and you'll get to pick whether you go Friday night to the Frozen show or Saturday night. And I think you're really going to enjoy the Frozen. It's really, I was about to live it tonight. It was really great.
We're actually getting close to 1,000 Facebook followers, and so that's cause for celebration. The fact that anybody would listen to us talk is crazy to me. Like,
I say it every time. I'm like, we are so boring.
Yeah.
We're so boring.
But I don't know.
Maybe people like boring right now.
Maybe we're just too hard on ourselves. Maybe people like the kinds of things we do. Let's talk positively about our lives. The whole point of this. At this point, the camera quit recording. Sorry for the inconvenience. We'll catch you on the flippity flop.